see what's going on Insta.
Don't be afraid of your freedom.
What's up, John?
We live on Insta.
Oh, shit. Are you sure?
I'm watching it.
I love me some Dua Lipa.
Yeah, Danny K, free, baby.
Ooh, I see you. You're live.
Oh, yeah. What's up? Oh, you on IG?
We're live on IG, baby.
All right.
Shoo.
Come on, Dua Lipa.
Shoo.
In your town.
I say love me, hold me, love me, hold me, 'cause I'm free to do what I want.
Mary Ellen coming in from South Cali.
What is up, everybody? Gotta love that song. That song never gets old. What's going on, everyone? Welcome. That's Dua Lipa. I'm free. Why is she free? Why are we all free? I know why. Danny, show us that arm, baby. Show us your arm.
Yeah, baby, because of we the people, the military, baby.
We the people. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the KFIT Talk podcast with Danny and John, coming at you live from Maryland and up here in Long Island, New York.
Long Island.
We are at season 12, episode 9, boys and girls. Episode 9, season 12. We're going to talk fitness, food, life, and fun today. Welcome our Instagram peeps. Finally, I didn't have to kill somebody to get us on Instagram. We are on live. Let's hopefully there's not many glitches. All right. And we're gonna have some fun today with this one. We got lots to talk about. Guys, today's topic has always been a crowd favorite, a subscriber favorite. We call it free talk. We're gonna sit back, we're gonna kick the Willy Bobo. Some of you guys know what that means, some of you don't. I'm not gonna tell you. And we're gonna just kind of swing some topics off the top of our head. Maybe we'll talk some current affairs. Maybe we'll talk. Well, Danny's got a lot of shit going on. We got to hear from Danny.
Shit.
You know, but
I can't make this shit up.
I'm excited. Dua Lipa free. I'm free. You're free. We're all free. One happy free family. Hope you guys are all, all in good health, wealth, and spirits right now. And if not, sit back and let's put a smile on your face and let's have some fun with this KFIT Talk podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe. Check it out across all platforms. If you're watching us on the social lives, make sure you share it to a page, drop some comments, interact with us, engage with us. We'd like to hear from you guys as always in comments. We're going live right now across a few platforms here, Facebook, Instagram. I think we're on YouTube as well. So make sure you check out all the channels across all the social media platforms and just follow us and subscribe. All right. Danny, what is going on down there in Danny K world? Let's talk to us. Talk to the peeps.
Oh my God. So what is not going on here? So, I got rid of my, I'm just sharing it to some things first. So I got rid of my people. They are no longer
evicted
in my home. So I posted a shit ton of their stuff that they left behind. So Friday we go. Long story short, hopefully. So Friday we go with the police officer, and like the eviction notice is on the door, whatever. So my water got shut off, but they didn't. Like the town of Hampstead was supposed to notify me, the homeowner, but they didn't know. They said they did, but I say they didn't. I didn't get a letter in the mail. They said they sent something. He say, she say, whatever.
Right.
At any rate, I don't need the water. I was playing hardball anyway, so I didn't pay the bill.
Right.
Now I have to pay an activation fee, which, okay, fine. Like I was trying to get that waived because if I knew it was going to get shut off, I would have paid.
Right.
But I didn't know it was going to get shut off because they didn't send me a notice, but they put a little door hanger on the door. Well, I'm not allowed to go over to the house unless I give them 24-hour notice, right? So, whatever. It's like, you know. So I go over there, I see the door hanger and all that stuff. So, well, they're not there, but there's shit in their house. And of course, they have ammo and stuff like that and rifles, and we have to keep that inside the house. We can't take
Oh
that out.
wow, no
So
shit.
if they don't show up to you know to get all of their stuff or any of their stuff when the eviction is over and I lock the door, the ammo is mine. So Stephanie and I were like, "Ooh, 9mm! Like, come on, we got some free ammo." But they showed up anyway. So no, the cop called the guy, and the guy was like, "Well, I'm out of town." I'm like, "Oh, it's not supposed to happen." And he's like, "I'm looking at the eviction on the door, signed by the judge. It says
Nice,
6:25. We're here. So if you're not
nice.
here, you
That's
know."
fun.
So he called the wife, and the wife came over, and they were taking some stuff. And so then yesterday, at 3
Were you present when that was going on? Or you
yeah, I
weren't
had to
there?
be. So and I had to be part of the people that took the shit out.
Wow.
So it was me, Greg, and one of my girls, Stephanie. And Greg changed the locks on the door. So I needed that done. So when we're done, we're done. But so they had to come over, or she came over with some of her family members, and was taking everything, whatever. And it was cordial. Everything was cordial. Everything was fine. Um, but yeah, she was coming back to take the stuff from out back, and
Right.
she never did. So I should have I should have sold the freezer, but I didn't. Everything was free to go, free because I'm free to do what I want. So I just
Did anybody
posted it
come
on
through?
Facebook. Yep, I posted on Facebook. There's a grill, propane tanks, a hammock, frame, bikes,
Nice.
a freezer, and people had a field day. So whatever's not taken, whatever's still there today, I have a guy that's
Right.
coming over and taking it and
All right. Cool.
whatever. But so yeah, and then yesterday, I got hacked out of my X account, my Twitter X account, so I can't get that back. I don't know how to recover it. Like you can go on and you can see, and my username is DKNY Night. You can see me.
Right.
There's my account, but my email is no longer attached to it. And I've tried to tell the X people because you can't talk to anybody, right?
No, of course not.
So I'm submitting it in forms, and of course they've got AI looking at these forms, and they're not understanding what I'm saying. So when I got the email that said, your DKNY Night X account is now under this email. Well, this email is not my email. So I submitted a form, and so now they're trying to link my DKNY Night, like my email account. They're trying to link my email account to that account, and it's not working. They're like, it's not. We can't verify that because the email doesn't match the account. I'm like, no shit.
What a
They
shit
hacked
show.
it and changed the fucking email.
What a shit show, man.
So I can't get my X account back. Now, thank God it was just my X account, because really, I mean, I do that for like information.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
follow
yeah,
some
yeah,
positive things on there, like The Secret, Words of
yeah,
Wisdom,
yeah.
positivity, things like that, whatever. So okay, whatever. It is what it is, right? So, and then today I'm, doing my gel business and sending out some messages and everything. And I'm connecting with, personal trainers, fitness instructors, medi spas.
Right,
Well,
right, right.
did you know that if you send more than 5, like so when I was sending to like fitness instructors, I was saying like, hey Carlos, hey Tammy, hey Tina, and then like in your area, like like if you're in the Florida area,
Yeah,
Russia or UK or whatever. So
yeah.
the message was changing up a little bit, right? Well, when I was sending it to the medi spas, it wasn't changing up. So when you send 5, more than 5 in an hour, you get locked out.
Oh my God.
So I was locked out of my Facebook account, and I could have been permanently deleted from Facebook. So there goes my business, right? So I'm like, oh my God, right? And people are like, oh, it's just Facebook. No, it's Facebook. It's my business. This is, I
right.
mean, I'm live on Facebook right now. That's how I, word of mouth. That's how I, promote my business, my gym. So people like, oh, you're always on Facebook. Well, I'm always on Facebook because I'm keeping a presence, because I'm trying to keep my business, whatever,
Yeah.
small business, right? You got it. So finally, and they told me I had to submit a video, so I had to like hold it there, and I had to turn slow to the left, turn slow to the right, look
Oh,
up, all that stuff, right? So then, just what was it? 5 minutes before we go live on our podcast, I get a I get an email from Facebook saying
you're reinstated.
you are no longer restricted. Your review was successful. You are a human. Which the
Okay.
ironic thing is, right? The ironic thing is you can't get a hold of Facebook because it's like
All
driven
AI.
by AI now.
Yeah, but yet,
But yet you can't be AI to be on
oh my
Facebook. Isn't that
God.
crazy? Like it's like an oxymoron, right? Like
It's
jumbo
crazy.
shrimp.
And AI is gonna rule the world anyway eventually, but that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
You
So
can't. Oh,
oh,
well, he's back. Danny's back. This is good.
and I also last week I looked like freaking Mask Rocky from
Rocky Dennis. Rocky Dennis. All right. Well,
I had
listen. You know what,
I had
Danny?
allergic reaction to numbing cream. I had some laser work done, and
Oh wow.
yeah, looked like Rocky. I was like,
All
they were like, who the fuck did you get in a fight with? I'm like, yo, hey, me a Rocky Balboa, like,
Oh man. All right.
Anyway,
Well, listen. You know what? You manifested it. You put this shit out there the last few weeks, and here you are, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Your energy was a little different when you were stressing out over these people, but they're gone, so that's behind you now. Now you get some new tenants in there. You'll hopefully, God willing, get some good ones in there. All right, and appreciate you and what you have to offer for them there, and we'll take it from there. So I don't know. Hey, listen. You never know. One day you're on top of the world. The next day you feel like you're underneath the fucking truck. So shouldn't say it like that, but it's unfortunate. What really changed? How much has really changed? You still have your
yeah,
health, thank God. You of course everybody's when it comes to paying bills, we stress out over all that shit as well. But you know what? If you're not healthy, you can't pay those bills. So we got to get you guys healthy. You guys listening for the first time out there, if you're just about to embark on a fitness journey, you know, we're 135,000% behind you on it. Don't feel like you have to get started and all of a sudden come out of the gate, so to speak, like a thoroughbred in the freaking Kentucky Derby. Take your little baby steps. You know what I'm saying? Get
yeah,
yourself
yeah,
see what you like. There's so many different options today, guys, in fitness. And
yeah.
if you're listening somewhere or watching, drop us comments. What are your fitness out? Are you a CrossFitter? Are you a yoga person? Are you a Koga person? What is your go-to? I've been reading a lot and seeing a lot about this Hydrox. Is it Hydrox? This Hydrox workout, Danny. You familiar with that? It's kind of taking on the
No.
fitness. Yeah, it's called High. If you Google Hydrox workout, they do all sorts. It's like almost like their own version of CrossFit, where they have these different
Okay.
type of intervals of shit, and it looks kind of cool. Been following some things about it, and it seems like it, and good for listen, if you're moving like you say, you're winning. So it's the latest thing that hit the industry right now. So if you guys are doing your Hydrox, let us know. Type it in, tell us what you're doing, where you're doing it, and how's it working out for you. But the bottom line is you got to be able to sustain it. They say you got to have fun. Yeah, I mean, Danny, you always say you're not having. Danny K doesn't have fun when she's working out. Right? Danny K has fun at the strip club. She's not having fun while she's working out. All right. I like
I mean,
to
people make fun. Like people don't believe. Like I do not like working out. Like I have days that I like. Like I like today
getting
was
the
just
lift in. Yeah, you're feeling good
just
about it. Yeah.
fries. I like buys and try day and stuff like that. I hate leg day, but I mean, do I really like to work out? No.
Yeah.
But I love how I feel after. I love the results. I love that I'm, doing that the preventive maintenance on things and
Yeah,
everything.
for
And
sure.
I mean, it's crazy. And actually, a friend of mine, she was like, "Look, I need, I guess, a little bit of therapy, a little bit of, fitness knowledge, a little bit of, whatever." I was like, "All right, what do you got?" So, she was told that she's got some, arthritis in her knee and
Okay.
possibly like bone on bone, like,
Okay.
or I don't know if it was definitely bone on bone or if it was like kind of like getting there or whatever. So she was like, but I love doing all the bad things. Like I enjoy that cigarette. I enjoy the monster. I enjoy, and I was like, but at the end of the day, that's fine. She was like, so in my mind, I'm thinking, do I quit all the stuff that I enjoy and I get to live 20, 30 years, or do I keep doing those things and enjoy the next 10 to 15 years? And I was
Right.
like, well, that's something that, and I get that from a lot of people, you know what I mean? Like, but I guess at the end of the day, that's just something you're gonna have to figure out, you know what I mean? And then I've kind of broke it down to her that, okay, let's say you 15 years from now, 20 years from now, like whatever, you're 70, 75, 65, 80, like
Whatever.
whatever. And then you come to this point in your life where you're still living, you're not
Not that.
living
Yep.
quality of life, but now your kids are changing your diaper, your kids are feeding you, or your kids are moving you from, the chair to the wheelchair or the walker or
Right.
whatever.
Right. Right.
So, but now because you didn't take care of yourself, you're now a burden to your kids, you
Hmm.
know? And she's
Well,
like, "Oh, I never even thought about that because everybody always tells me, do it for you." And I don't want to I do those bad things for me. I love those bad things. But, and I say, but moderation, you know what I mean? Like figure out, like, I
yeah.
told her, and we always talk about baby steps, right? So I said, find baby steps. Like what is something right now that you could feel like you could go without, the majority of your days? And she's like, probably the monsters. Okay, fine, do that. Go without the money. Don't, because she was like, I don't want to do everything all at once. And I'm like, you don't
Yeah.
have
You don't
to.
have to.
You
You
don't
don't.
have to. One baby step leads you to the next. I'm like, so you go without the monsters, go without the monsters, and you see how you feel. You're feeling good. And I'm like, everything that you're doing, shouldn't say everything. A lot of what you're doing is adding inflammation to your body, which adds the pain, which adds, to the pain of the arthritis. You know what I mean? Yeah, I told her, like, of course she's like, and the menopause and the bloating and all of that stuff. And I was like, well, I have the gel. I have the gel for all of that. I say, but it just nutrition, and if you
Yeah.
don't want to like just dive all into the whole nutrition gamut, then start with the monsters. Look at all the sodium that you're intaking with all the fried foods, with all of the monsters. How many monsters do you have a day? That's like a shit ton of sodium and
Sure.
everything. Drink more water. So it's like, do baby steps or whatever, and do you like lengthen the life of that, and then you're going to feel better, and then you're like, oh, well, maybe I can do this, oh, maybe I can do that. But
Yeah.
you look at it as a job. And I'm like, we pay more attention to our cars, our snow blowers, our tractors. We do
Sure.
preventive maintenance, right? I was like, what if you took your car out there right now, you never changed the oil, you never changed the filters, you never rotated the tires, you never added air, what, like in the wintertime when
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
temperature changes or whatever. You never did anything to your car. How long do you think your car is going to last? True. I'm like, that's how long you're going to last.
Yeah.
So if you've been 40, 50 years into life or whatever, and you're not really paying attention to what you're doing. I have addictive personality. I have addictive personality. And so I've gotten my addictive personality onto good things. And sometimes there, some bad things or whatever. And but then again, like we've talked before, you pick and choose. Like, I like my coffee. They're
Right.
hormone disruptors. I like my Diet Mountain Dew. That's a hormone disruptor.
Right.
But I don't eat through the week. I don't eat those bad fried foods and everything. I save one day for cheat day. You know what I mean? So it's moderation of the bad things so that you can still enjoy life. But now, because I'm taking care of myself and doing preventive maintenance, I am I have a good quality of life while I'm enjoying life.
Yeah, and
You
you know
know?
what is, Danny? People just, and myself included, you, especially when you're in your 20s and 30s and whatnot, time, you really have no real true concept of time.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, you've heard it, maybe you've heard it a million times. You're going to hear it a million and one. Like, I don't have all the money in the world does not buy you time back. Okay, it's just not happening. I'm talking on the biological clock. Yeah, we can. So we do this to hopefully, add an extra day onto our life to maybe
Yeah.
like, well, definitely to prevent anything that's going to rear its ugly head with, especially if it's due to your lifestyle, smoking, drinking your whole life, genetic makeup, whatever it is. But you can't. When you have to ask yourself when you're in your 20s, would I rather or 30s or whatever? Would I rather have to go 15 years hard, enjoying if that's how you define enjoying it's smoking, drinking, boozing, clubbing, blah, 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 drugging, whoring, whatever it is, or would I rather, quit all that crap and live till I'm 60? You're not getting most people, maybe not most, but a lot of people might, choose the first. They might say, yeah, I'm enjoying my life, I'm partying, my friends, whenever in life, that's all. Maybe that's the, you don't have much bills, you don't have a mortgage, you don't have a business, you just kind of just enjoy. If that's what you define enjoyment, that's great. But I'm going to tell you right now, eventually that shit, you look in the mirror one day and you go, what? I'm going to be how old? I have what? It's a scary thought, and I think anybody that's listening to this podcast that's above 40 years old and works out and lift weights and exercises and whatnot, no matter where you're watching this from, any one of the 26, 27 countries that we're broadcasting in right now, this does become, whether it's psychological, physical, emotional, fitness, and releasing endorphins. You do feel a sense of good when you're done with it. You do. I mean, it's just the body. Dani says she hates working out, but next thing you know, when she's finished that bicep workout and she turns around and she hits that double bicep shot in the mirror, it's a good accomplishment. It's a proud accomplishment for you to put all this hard work in and see some result and some reward. But you can't buy back time. Ask Steve Jobs or one of these guys, all the money in the world.
Right.
It's like you can't get back that time. So that's why I've been seeing a lot of stuff pop up on social media about all this stuff. Forgiving, the whole list of in time 10 things you should do. Forgiving somebody, tell somebody you love them. You know what I'm saying? Change some lifestyle habits. And listen, unless you're ready to do it, it's nobody can make the decision for you. But I'm telling you, if you use the fitness lifestyle, health and wellness lifestyle as a tool to get you through all the troubled times, to get you through all the loss in your life, to get you through the financial status, the relationship woes, whatever it is, it does help, guys. It's no bullshit. It really does help. And yes, finding something you like to do. If you like to dance, throw yourself in a Zumba class. If you like martial arts, throw yourself in a Koga class. If you just want to, just get out there and move, and it's you. There's no age discrimination on exercise and a healthy lifestyle. I don't even care if you have an ailment. I used to do my class for United Cerebral Palsy Foundation in Hauppauge, and when I'd walk in, there'd be 90 participants in wheelchairs, and all they can do is a head tilt. That's all they can do.
Yeah.
But when that music was pumping and they're screaming at the top of their lungs, you know what? They didn't know that they couldn't move their extremities, their arms, their legs. All they knew is the music was right, the energy was right. And when I left there, it put a smile. I'm going to tear up. Put a smile on their face and my face. And for that 1 hour, they were taken out of that wheelchair. They weren't sitting in that wheelchair. They weren't go back to programming. They weren't with their loved ones, relying on people to do everything, cut their food for them and feed them. The point I'm trying to make is that it helps. It took them out of that place in their mind and their psyche, that dark place that can be pretty sad. Anyway, I want to change that, but guys, utilize your fitness journey or embark on your fitness journey and get you started. It's never too late. 8 to 80, whatever you are. If you don't know how to get started and you need to get a little push in the right direction, reach out to Dani, reach out to me. Let's get you started on a program and get you feeling better about yourself. Because Dani, what's the old saying? You'd rather do it now than pay for it later or something with co-pays and all that shit when you got all these doctor's appointments. So
but have you seen speaking of all of that, like have you seen Chase Harris and Bubba?
No.
Dude, oh my God, they have my complete and utter heart. So the little boy was born with spina bifida. Okay, I'm gonna go away from my live. I am going to find Chase Harris. So this dad is absolutely amazing, and
Really?
And this little boy is just so like he's right there,
Oh,
and so dad if anybody's gonna beat spina bifida,
if this
this
kid,
little boy is. I mean, they are so active with him. They have this walker. Let me look at videos real quick so I can scan down there real quick. Um but they have this walker, and he stands, and he's in braces, full leg braces, hip,
He's upright
like
position. Yeah.
whatever. And he doesn't move his knees. I mean, he can, but so like in my mind, I'm like, I mean, dad knows what the hell he's doing. And the doctors and therapists and all that stuff. But I'm like, wouldn't you think that it would be easier for him to like use his knees too? But so he
Sure.
swings his legs when he walks, when
Oh,
he's walking with the walker. But he this little boy does pull-ups.
oh, for heaven's sake.
Yeah,
Would you
and
look at that?
dad's right there. So, and he looks forward to it. So, and then I look at him like, damn, I act like I hate this shit, but I'm 100% capable, and he's not, and he's just like, let's do it. You know what I mean?
Wow, I
Like,
love it. That's
um,
awesome, Danny.
walking, with his walker. Here he is with his walker.
Yeah,
Oh,
guys, those of you guys listening on the podcast, Danny's showing pictures of
yeah,
this little boy,
little
going
Bubba.
through life and overcoming all sorts of crazy shit that probably,
Yeah.
I know I probably
And,
couldn't.
and dad teaches him, they go through his morning, their morning ritual that they have to do. It takes a few,
Good for
and
him,
he says,
man. Good for him.
yeah.
Good for him.
And
I
I
just,
mean, he loves basketball, so he's in his little chair shooting hoops and stuff like that in the house.
yep,
But I mean, you get a chance,
I
check
am.
this family out,
That's on
and
Instagram.
he
Give him a
teaches
shot. What's
him,
the,
uh,
yeah.
Instagram and Facebook. So
Okay.
Chase Harris is the dad's name, and that's the thing.
Okay.
And look for the blue check.
Yeah.
And then Bubba is his name.
Oh, without a
But
doubt. Without a doubt.
yeah, so I think it's Chase Jr., but they call him Bubba. But
Okay.
they he gets with him like doing the walker and going down curbs, going down step,
Yeah.
going up a curb, and he pushes him. And this little boy, like sometimes like he wanted to do he wanted to make cookies with his mom and sister and sissy. And his dad goes, well, you're gonna have to go out there and do it yourself. So he gets in his chair, he wheels out to the kitchen and the counter, and he's trying to manipulate himself like up to push
Yeah.
himself up to get up on the counter. Well, he gets to the point where he's frustrated, and he's got his hand on the counter and his head and his arm, and he starts crying, and his dad's like, what are you crying for? He's like, I can't. No, you can. And sissy comes over and gives him a pep talk or whatever, and next thing you know that he's up doing it. I mean, very rare. When he was younger, he never said can't, no, was never frustrated. But I think now that he's older and he knows that he can do more things, it's more frustrating when he struggles with it.
Right.
When we're a kid,
Right.
when we don't understand frustration and struggle,
Right.
we just push through and persevere and just keep going. But as we get older, we understand struggles and obstacles, and it's harder for us to persevere.
Yep.
There was one time they were in the driveway, and his dad with the walker, he loosened the wheels, not loosened, but he unlocked the wheels, so now the wheels can do 360, right?
Oh, wow.
So he was making his son to do straight ahead without the wheels moving. And so he had to push it, step, step, push it, strong arm, strong leg, weak leg, push. And he kept turning. And his dad's like, no, go straight. And then he just sat there and started crying. And he's like, what are you crying for? He's like, I can't, I'm tired.
Oh,
And it just like, oh my God. And then his dad's like, look, I know you guys are going to be coming at me like I'm hard on him, but that's how he's doing it. That hurt him from saying, like he didn't say suck it up, buttercup, but basically he was like, look, straighten up those wheels and push. You're not giving up. You know what I mean?
that's amazing,
And then he
man.
did it. And then he's like, they're high-fiving because he's so happy that he did it and everything, but when he gets to that point now, when he's just so tired and frustrated, he just starts crying. He's just like, I'm tired. I'm like, oh, I feel you. Oh my God. But he just
That's
takes a minute and then he goes.
kid's gonna go
Yeah.
places in life. Shout out to that boy. Good for you there, Sonny boy.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, listen, Danny, let's just switch gears a little bit. Let's talk a little current event right now, current affairs. This shit that's going on. Hey, these are my Koga. I got my Koga Army shirt. This is my Koga California peeps. Shout out to my Koga California peeps. Guys, what is going on in California, man? What the F is going on out there, guy? We got a lot of Cali people on. Matter of fact, we have Koga Cali in the house right now. Guys,
Yeah.
what is going on, man? I mean, it's for the life of me. And listen, New York's not any better, but it's like I don't understand, Danny. Like, I mean, and I'm not. I don't want to box in or just call out one nationality. Obviously, I just don't want to do that. But you know, to somebody had put up, somebody had said yesterday, if I were to go into Mexico and put an American flag around my and started burning down Mexico City, I'd have a bullet in my head, and rightfully so.
Absolutely.
I'd have a bullet in my head in 30 if I started burning down cars and people's houses that
Yep.
worked their whole lives for and apartments and
Yep.
damaging this and storefronts. I wouldn't be handcuffed. I'd have a bullet in my fucking head and they'd be scraping me up, sending me back in a hefty bag back to the United States.
Yep.
I just don't understand for the life of me. Once again, I know Danny's viewing. Like when they say peacefully protest, man, it's like I'm all for peacefully protesting. Like seriously, all for it. But when you got this the media, without mentioning any outlets, like with the fire burning behind them, as they're saying they're peacefully protesting in California. I don't give a shit what your religious, what your political background is. It's like it's a shame because people are, and thank God for 47, man. 47 came out. I'm not taking no shit. Send the troops in there and protect these innocent people and these other people that are peacefully protesting, Danny. What do you make of this shit, Danny? It's insane.
So, I mean, first of all, I mean, I used to live in LA, and so uh, the fires killed me. You know what I mean? Like they were up in Hollywood and stuff like that, and I mean that killed me to see, a city that I used to call home for a while,
Yeah.
burning. And then this, like, I lived in LA for with the LA riots, the
Oh
Rodney King
wow.
riots.
Wow.
I mean, and that was horrible. Like that was like, and this just takes me back to that. And it was horrible. Like, I mean, I got shot at. I almost got, shot and killed. You know what I mean? Like they were coming up
Crazy.
my neighborhood, and I mean, it was horrible. And in that instance, and I'm not trying to be racist, but if you were white, they were pulling you out of your car. So I'm
Right.
driving down the road, I'm running red lights because I'm seeing,
Wow.
a white person
That's
getting
scary.
jacked out of their car and beat up. So,
It's
and I'm
scary.
not, I don't, whoever was doing it, I'm not saying who was doing it, but you could see,
Yeah, I know. I hear you.
and but it's facts, totally facts. I lived it. So, and I see this, and and just anytime that I see any of this through any of the cities, you know what I mean? Like, do you remember I don't know, because you live up there. So down here, there was a mom at the Freddie Gregg riots down here in Baltimore City.
Okay.
And there was a mom that on TV, like she was watching the news, saw her son. That bitch rode out, grabbed her son, yanked her, said, "We don't raise. I did not raise you to do this. Get your ass home."
I
Boom,
love her.
shoving
I,
him. Oh my God, I was like,
I love her.
"Go, mom!"
Oh shit, we got to get her on the
And
podcast.
oh my God, she was like, I was like, "Oh my God." But so
Yeah,
anyway, like, you burn American flags. So the thing that blows my mind, one, it's not illegal.
I know. In Mexico, it
Two,
is. Mexico, it is.
two, the military fought for your freedom
So you can do
with
that.
that flag, so you can burn that flag. Suck my dick.
I
Ugh.
know, I know, Danny. It's disgraceful.
So the other thing is, they're like Bass and Newscomb. They're saying like, let them live. They're hard workers. Blah blah blah. I don't care who you are, right, wrong, good. I mean, good, bad, or indifferent. If you cross the border illegally, if you are not a U.S. citizen, you are illegally. You have committed a crime.
I'm with
You
you.
know, you could either commit a crime of stealing a Snicker bar or stealing money out of the register. It's still a crime. I don't care. There's no level of that, right?
Right,
It's still a
right,
crime. You still can get arrested, right?
right.
You cross the border and you are not a legal citizen. You did not do it legally. You are an illegal immigrant. You are here illegally. You have committed that right then and there. You've committed a crime. Even if you cross the border, you're not a citizen, and you work as a a maid or a mechanic or whatever, and you haven't gotten your citizenship, you're still committing a crime. I
Right.
don't care, right? Period. So, and so deport them and he has said, and they have said, Bondi has said, if you want to come back here, please do. But here's how you're going to do it. But now, if you're a criminal, if you've committed, raped, like, what are you going to do? Wait till these people rape or kill your family member and then say, oh, Trump or military or whatever, you didn't do anything about it? No, like, you've committed a crime, you're going to do the time. Like, whatever, get deported back, come back, and even if you didn't, people say they didn't commit a crime. If you've crossed the border,
You
you've
committed a crime.
committed a crime.
I
Go
just
back home, do it the right way. But so that's all ICE is doing. ICE isn't taking any person that is here, of Mexican descent, Spanish descent, of whatever descent. If you are here legally, if you are a citizen of the United States, ICE isn't coming for you.
Yep.
If you're here illegally, you're going back.
And it doesn't matter what country you're from. You could be from
No.
China, Asia, Belgium. You know, I
Period.
know.
So
It's
for
just
any of them to fight that, and for the governor and the mayor to fight that. So do you remember back in 2020 when they were having the riots and everything, and
Yeah, you know, or in
the
Portland.
peaceful
Yeah.
protests and everything?
Yep.
Well, Seattle, I think it was Seattle and Chicago didn't want any help. Then all of a sudden, when the government people, the politics in those cities, the politicians in those cities had their property being destroyed, then it's like, Trump, what are you doing? You got to help us. No, you didn't want help before.
Yeah. I just
so now it's just like, I'm not listening to you. Like, the city is not going to burn down. We're protecting the U.S. citizens. We the people. We are protecting them. And so if we have to bring in the military, if you're not going to do anything with your city, if you're not going to calm this shit down with your city, we're going to bring in the military, and the military is going to calm the shit down.
You know, and it's like, shame on, and they know how to tug at my heartstrings when they start bringing little kids and elderly and pets. And I'm like, you want to feel bad, and you do feel bad, but you got to tell, they know exactly what they're doing. I know they want to come for a better life. Everybody, my grandparents, everybody's, came from somewhere, I just feel like,
but
like,
do it right.
Yeah, do it right, do it correctly, and and feel good about it. When you finally take that pledge and that oath and recite the Star Spangled Banner, you'll feel good about it. Trust me, because why would you put your family in harm's way? So you're here, you dodge the you get through, you're living here for 5 years, you're working, you're paying taxes, you bought a house. Next thing you know, they come in, they yoke you up, they take you out. Your family's screwed. Everybody's gone. Why put yourself with that? Well, how do you sleep at night? I understand. I don't know. I mean, I understand, but I don't understand. It's real bad in certain these areas in Venezuela and in these areas that are third world nations. But it's like, would you really want to put your child in harm's way, or family member, or elderly, or pet, whatever the case may be, just for that? Just to take a risk? I guess I try to put myself in that mindset. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to, abide by the law, even if it takes an extra 5 years, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's crazy, Danny. It's sad. It really is.
I probably have at least five members. And remember, I have a small membership base, but I probably have like about like 5 members that are on the side of us. They're from another country, and they did all the right things to become a U.S. citizen. They were like, oh my God, do you know how expensive it is? Do you know, like, maybe what we could do is maybe make it a little less expensive. I don't know. Make it a little bit easier. But then again, you know what I mean? Like, if we make it too easy, then the criminals will just do that and whatever. But these guys, they're like it's making a mockery of all of what they went through.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Agree.
Like, and then they feel like, oh my God, people are going to look at me like, well, you're not a U.S. citizen because I'm of color, or I'm, like I'm from look like I'm from another country, like from, Mexico, or from from India or
Yeah,
Pakistan,
yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people are like looking at, like, they feel like, I've talked to them and they're like, I feel like people looking at me like, you're not a U.S. citizen. I am a U.S. citizen. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I've paid my dues. I've done my thing. I went through all the steps.
Yep.
And so I feel bad for them, for the actual people that really did do everything the right way, and they get looked at, and ridiculed. You know
They
what I
do.
mean?
It's stereotype. They get boxed
Um,
in. I get it.
yeah.
And Danny, we're entitled as American citizens. Once again, no matter what your nationality is, you're entitled to be concerned about even these terrorists that might have come into this country because of this. They said there's thousands that could be here right now.
Hmm.
We're on the terror watch list.
Well,
And listen, I watch, just like you lived through the riots, I watched those fucking two big buildings in New York City drop. I was living in Manhattan when that shit happened. I was downtown walking with
right.
me and my buddies. We just came out. I'll never forget that night. We went to the China Club that night. We were hanging out with David Wells, all these Yankees, all the guys there. Monday night at the China Club, partying our asses off. Boom. Tuesday morning, I get up. I got to go downtown to Equinox. I was working for Equinox, the one. There was a meeting at the Second World Trade Building at Equinox on that particular day. So beautiful day. We take the subway downtown. Me and my buddy were walking down the street. We look up and we saw, wow, what's going on? I'm like, they must be filming a movie up there at the World Trade. I see the smoke and all that, and I'm like, it's New York City. You don't think that? He's like, dude, I don't think that's a fucking movie, man. And we start hearing sirens. Long story short, sitting there watching, like, it's literally 20 blocks, 30, maybe 30, 25, 30 blocks away. We're still on the other side of North of Canal. And I'm like, all of a sudden the building drops, dude. We jump on the fucking subway. We head back up to my apartment, which was on 60th and Lexington. We get out, fucking city's in mayhem. We get on the news, city's on lockdown. They're shutting the bridges. I'm like, then the second building had dropped, which we didn't see because we were on the subway coming up. To the point that I'm trying to make is that, like, that all happened without people, like, I don't know how they got in, obviously, but
Well,
could you?
that was our government, and we will find that out.
Yeah, exactly right. That was exactly right.
Our government was the terrorists that brought those buildings down,
Well,
and that's coming out soon, y'all.
Yeah, there you go. But now imagine having, let's just put a number, 3, 4, 5,000 nationals, foreign nationals that are on terror watch lists, that are legit terrorists, that hate America, that are here. Trust me, guys, there's something brewing here. And for those of you guys that don't live in the United States, because we have many countries, I appreciate, and listen, if this is it happens, listen, guys, it happens in your countries too. They go do these bombs, these shootings, these mass murders, driving down marketplaces and mowing people over in the name of whatever their belief is. So you guys can, on your own level and sympathy, one lost life is terrible, just like 3,302 is terrible as well. But, like, my concern right now, Danny, is that the people that don't see through the forest. All they see is what's going on right now, that it's inhumane, and you're sending, they're trying to get these bad people out first, because, mark my words, I pray to God it doesn't in this lifetime or my kid's lifetime, that there's not another terrorist attack. It's just too easy right now. And these people are too fucking smart, and there's too much technology right now, especially with AI, that something's going to happen. I pray to God it doesn't on American soil again, because I never want to live through that again. I really don't.
But and what we don't know or realize, and I mean, I've come to realize over the past 5 years of following all this shit, is the worst terrorists that we have in our country is
Domestic.
people from our country.
Yeah, domestic, exactly.
And
right.
that's the horrifying thing. So, I mean, and that gives, the other people that, that our terrorists, our government, whatever, blame it on that set of people, when it wasn't that set of people. It was yo ass that did it, not that set of people.
Man. It's crazy. It's just crazy. So,
You know?
Listen, we're talking current events, current affairs. It is a big, and it should be a concern, like you said. And I have many, many Hispanic friends, and what do you call it? We have a very big Muslim population. And when you speak to the ones that have common sense, that came here legally, they all feel the same we do. They all feel like we do. And you should. You're a human. When you do things the right way, and then maybe there should be an expedited citizenship for people that are coming here, that were from other countries, that are families that are been, abused, or that have been, the
Yeah.
system just overlooked them. I have no problem with those people getting to the front of the line if they can prove it now. Okay. Don't get
But
me wrong. Like,
and vetted. See, and that's the whole
get it,
thing.
get
It's
it.
like,
Thank you. I have no problem. Give those
yeah,
people temporary,
and that's the whole thing. So it's like, again, look at it like this: people that are like, oh well, it's the melting pot. Like, everybody should be allowed. Everybody's allowed in the
of course.
country. You just got to do
Cool.
it right. So here's the thing. So okay, so let this whole like group of people cross the border. So would you let that whole group of people in your house? Like,
Absolutely not. I
so
know.
you
Yep.
vet the people. You vet the people when they knock on the door. You vet them. Hey, who is it? Are you expecting? I'm not expecting. Oh, okay. Sorry. Like, mommy's not home. I can't let you in. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you bet. Like, if it was okay, like if you think it's okay for all the illegal people that are not here legally to cross the border, then you should be fine with letting every Tom, Dick, and
There
Harry in
you
your
go.
home.
I
You know
agree.
what I mean? Like, United States is our home. Our house is inside of our home, right? Our home of our country.
Yeah.
We vet the people before they come into our house. So why shouldn't we vet the people before they come into our house,
Yeah.
our
I hear
country?
you. I don't know. Honestly, Danny, they say the estimated is 10 million. Where do you find them? I know that the administration now is really, people think it's inhumane. I don't, in many ways. I don't at all, I should say, because I am concerned for my safety, my kids' safety, your safety, my family's safety, my neighbor's safety. And it's a shame, because if you think it can't hit your little one horse
Yep.
village in fucking Oklahoma, trust me, it can. You know what I'm
So
saying? It can.
so a friend of mine, her granddaughter, her daughter-in-law and granddaughter, were in a very bad accident. I mean, it was like the talk of Carroll County, and the mom, the guy driving, speeding under the influence, crossed the median. They now have a guardrail there now because of this. Crossed the median, hit her head on, and she had like a broken hip. She had hip surgery and all that stuff. The little girl died. Um, she's 7 years old, and she died. And come to find out, the guy that hit her wasn't illegal, and he had been deported 2 or 3 times, and he's back in, and he was drinking, and you know what I mean, like, and he gets tapped on the finger, and he gets sent back to his country. Meanwhile, my friend's family, is suffering
No,
like this for the rest of their lives.
Danny. How about that poor mother? That was she in Maryland, the one that got murdered with the 5 kids? Was she from Maryland as well? I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah,
What's her name? The one woman who had 5 kids, and she
yeah.
was.
I can't remember her
Listen,
name. Yeah. Well,
it'll
and they
come. But
call.
listen, go ahead, Danny.
No, I was gonna say they got the Maryland man, and everybody, not everybody, but there was a lot of liberals that were supporting this guy, and he's not a criminal.
Oh
He's
yeah, yeah, the
a
father,
good
yeah, the
man,
father,
and blah blah blah. Like
yeah,
they're
yeah,
putting
the
him up as
father.
father of the year. Well, now where's those people at now? He had
Uh,
MS-13 tattooed on his
no, that
on
was
his forehead,
Photoshop, Danny K. That was
and
Photoshop.
all of this stuff, and he's he was arrested. He's got a rap sheet this long or whatever. So where are those people at now that were like, oh, let him stay? Like, oh, he's a good father. No, he ain't.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. I'm
Uh,
sorry. Hey,
People,
listen,
do your
listen.
fucking homework and research before you speak out and do something, say something stupid, because now they're all like crickets now.
Yeah,
Where's your support for Maryland man now?
yeah,
Crickets.
yeah. It's true. Hey, listen. Let's change the energy a little bit. Let's get this thing rocking. Close it out in a couple of minutes. Warm weather's coming now. Although it's pretty shitty up here in the Northeast still. Don't ask me what the hell is going on. Open the freaking pool. Next thing you know, it's freaking what a shit show that turned out to be. But anyway, hopefully you guys are coming into the summer months. For those of you that have been hibernating all winter, we got a lot of graduations and stuff coming up. Make sure you guys are safe, guys. A lot of proms going on around the country right now, and just be safe, be smart about it. Make sure you guys don't drink and drive, don't do drugs and drive, because it could take one mix up, one mess up, and anybody, half the people listening to this podcast right now, it could have been us, it could have been you, it could have been me, by one stupid thing we did back in our past, just because we were being stupid. Not that we wanted to kill or hurt anybody, and it could change your life forever. So just be smart about it, guys, especially you youngins out there that shouldn't be drinking or drugging to begin with. and you got some proms and whatnot, just just do the right thing, and show that you can. And if you're gonna drink and you're gonna party and you're 17 and 16, I mean, I can't stop you, but just make a phone call. I
Yeah.
wish Uber would come out with something where Uber or one of these driving companies would do something around this time of the year that gave like half off rides for, I wish they would do a campaign like that. Not that you want to encourage and promote drinking and drugging
Yeah.
and whatnot, but I think I'd love to see these companies step up to the plate and Danny, and do ride shares or something like that. Because there is somebody out there that does it up here in New York, and God bless this guy and his wife, because they'll do free rides for any, and anonymity. Your anonymity is kept. Like, you don't say, okay, well, I'm telling your mom because you're 16. Now there's a liability that's attached with that I don't know too
Yeah.
much about. But this guy and his wife don't give a shit. They're like, we'll drop you off on your fucking lawn. We'll knock on the door. Here's your kid. We're done, and shout out. I don't want to mention their name. Shout out to this husband and wife that, by the way, don't have children. Okay, so matter of fact, they have a shitload of pets, which is phenomenal. Anyway, Danny, so it's like this time of the year, I'll never forget back in high school days where they had, and it's sad, they had go to graduation. There's that one empty seat because of some kid that wasn't there anymore. They left that seat empty, and that's sad. Nobody should have to deal with that shit, man. It's when you lose a young life like that because of something that could have been changed or avoided. And that goes for you grown-ups and us grown-ups out there that are drinking and possibly causing these accidents. It just be smart about it. Let's get through this graduation season coming up here in June, and let's hear that there was no tragic losses due to
Yeah.
fucking drinking and drugging, Danny. I
Yep.
don't know.
Yep.
So what else is going on? What else we got? How's Justice? Justice is okay. I know Justice went through a little
Yeah.
bit of a rough patch with her health. What's going on with Justice,
Yeah.
Danny?
She good. She
She's
down
good.
here. Yep. She's
All
right
right.
here.
All is good. All is good.
Yep. Everything's
Um,
good. She got her blood work back from her like yearly checkup, and everything was good. Everything was so.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So, Danny, listen. Next week, I got to make a shout out to my client Michelle, who's going to be competing next week down in Harrisburg in the OCB true natural bodybuilding competition. She's doing bikini and a couple other ones. She's going to be doing in the masters division. I think she's 55, 56. She looks like she's freaking 35. And we'll be down that area in Harrisburg next week. And Danny, I got to talk to you about it because I don't know if it's not too far away and you want to come up,
Yeah.
take out the dinner, we'll figure it out. Or if I decide to maybe head down by you that Saturday into Sunday, I'm just trying to figure things out. We will. So Michelle's really kicking ass. So if you guys, anybody out there that's looking to, and she had it on her bucket list, Danny, too. She's an instructor as well. Always had her dad was a local gym owner back in the day, a martial dojo owner, and her husband Joe, great guy. The whole family is just second marriages, and her husband's just an amazing guy. He's into fitness as well. But she had it on her bucket list she spoke to me back last September and said, John, I got this thing on my bucket list. I think I want to give competing a try. I said, Michelle, if you want, I'll coach you along. I'll train you. We'll build a team around, what your needs are. And you realize like 97% of the people that start that, they drop out. Psychologically, They can't, it just beats you up. And here she is a week out. We're going to be doing her peak week next week. This very well-known trainer up here named Saba. I got to give her a shout. Who lives in Brooklyn? She's a big influencer up here when it comes to coaching these women through competing for their first time. Whether it's bikini, figure, there's a whole shitload of them. Not like just years ago, it was just bodybuilding. I'm happy for it. Let us know if you guys want to get involved in it. Talk to Danny and myself. I feel like, back in 2001 when I was part of the little Ronnie Coleman team that he had when he went for his 8th Olympia, and he was endorsing Koga and his Koga workouts. He said helped him get in shape for his 8th Mr. Olympia. It was a good thing to learn, a good thing to experience. And if you need help and you guys want to get pointed in that direction, we'd love to get involved with you guys on that bucket list. So if you have something on your bucket list like that, reach out to Danny and myself. Danny, as far as supplements, what do you got? I know you said you had the gel. What do you guys want? You want to talk? What do you got you got that Trimet? What do you have? Danny, you had mentioned your who was it that wanted to stop doing monsters? Do you guys have any kind of energy drink like we had, like Sizzle has with Sizzle Sport?
Yeah. No.
Okay,
We've
just
got
figured
the
out. Right.
the MLT, not to try MLT, but the MLT is like hydration, it is like electrolytes, that kind of thing. Um
Okay,
it's supposed to give a little bit of energy, but it's not caffeine driven, you know what I
okay,
mean? It's just kind of like that, that natural,
all right.
kind of like Sizzle Sport kind of gives that natural,
Yes.
or the tea, that gives the natural, or even like the Hydra Stick gives the natural focus, energy kind of thing.
Well, well, if you guys, once again, it is that time of the year where I'm seeing a lot of these young kids, especially with finals in college. Guys, you got to get these energy drinks out of your hands, man. They're going to shut down
Yeah.
your adrenals. I know it gives you a good kick in the pants, but we have something. We have something that's with Sizzle, which is our Danny and myself, a company we're involved with. It's an all natural approach to all the harmful shit that we could take, whether it's a protein shake, whether it's an energy drink. We have something called Sizzle Sport, which I have send out to a lot of my pro athletes and my youth athletes. And if you guys want it, you just pour it into a bottle of water, all right, and it's going to give you nice sustained energy in the natural way with no crash, no palpitations. American Heart Association approved. I live it. I love it. I swear by it. I
Yeah.
take it before my classes. I absolutely love it. So if you guys are looking for a healthy alternative to the shit, and especially the money you spend in, well, forget the money. It's your health that's more important.
Nope.
But we do have a really good, it's called Sizzle Sport. And if you guys want information on it, we'll get you some sent out. Reach out to me. I don't have a sample on me. Otherwise, I'd show it right now. I'll put the video up. But I know this time of the year, people are all, Danny's got it. There it is. Danny's got a can. Of course, Danny does.
That
You
or
know,
this.
and Danny's there. Yep, there it is. Ripped. I just got my ripped actually right floating
No,
around here.
that's not Rip. That's
Oh,
Sport.
no, oh, that's sport. Yeah, there's
That's
my
the
ripped right
package
there.
of Sport.
Yeah, the sport. I love my sport. I really do. So a little plug to Sizzle. And if you guys you want to get into a side hustle, listen, maybe you're kind of like you're tired of your job, you're ready for a little change. You want to, like I said earlier, you want to embark on this fitness journey. And how do I monetize that? How do I make some money? I don't have 4 million followers on Instagram. I'm not, the guy that wants to turn on his camera and do my own version of fucking QVC trying to sell a product. Nothing against that. If you guys can do it, utilize the tools that we have. But if you're thinking you want to get into a little side hustle to generate some nice residual income, which is guaranteed money every month, you got to reach out to Danny and myself. We started this thing called KFIT, the KFIT network. We're involved with 2 amazing companies right now to choose from. And you can do both. All right. Like Danny and myself. And once again, you'll get yourself healthy. So if you're suffering from inflammation, ailments, financial freaking you're strapped financially, but yet you have time, or you want to get to that gym and you want to start dabbling in some extracurricular money in a fun way that's going to build a nice little something down the road for you. You're going to have to put in the work. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's not a get rich quick scheme. I say it's a get healthy scheme, which is going to then lead to a nice couple of bucks in your bank account if you decide to work it. As much time as people spend, check your at the end of the week how many hours you on your phone and how many hours you spent on social media. If you're spending, which the average person spends between 5 and 15 hours a week. I'm sorry, 15 and 25 hours a week on social media. If you guys devote 15 to 25 hours in the companies Danny K and myself have for you, you will be a rock star and will be rolling in the fucking dough. Okay. So if you think it's something you want to know more about, I know everybody from your Aunt Tilly to Uncle Billy Bob, like Danny says, has approached you in the years with MLM and pyramids and bilateral, and you got one big fucking headache from them trying to, and next thing you know, you were violated and your credit card was banged for $800 and you're still sitting on shit that you never had taken. This is not what we're talking about. We're talking about getting you guys healthy, getting you guys physically and emotionally and spiritually healthy, as well as financially healthy. All right. So reach out to us. Let us get you guys in on a phone call with us. Let us get you guys on a maybe we'll bring back one of our Zoom meetings. And listen, you know what? You're free to do whatever you want. Let's do it. Let's get you guys pointed in the right direction. We'd love to get you guys on board with us, Danny. I'm done. I got to shut the hole underneath my nose. I'm out of time. I'm out of breath. And I need to go places and do things, Danny. So what do you got? But Danny, tell us a little bit, like you said, about how we can help. No guarantee, no promises, but
no.
We
But
know we got
you know, I mean, and you work it in your own time. You can do an hour a day. If you spend 5 hours a day on social media, you spend 1 hour making
promoting your
money, and
business.
then the
Yes,
other
promoting
four,
your
you know what I
business.
mean? Like you can either let your social media time leverage you, or you can leverage it. You
Well
know what I
said.
mean? Like, I mean, you're on it anyway. Make some money while you're doing it. Like, period.
You know, and also, and guess what, Danny? You're going to get in shape. You're going to get rid of.
Yeah,
You're going to get through your menopause. You're going to get your high blood pressure down.
yeah,
These are the main perks of this whole journey. You know what I'm saying? And then if you can get
absolutely.
paid on top of it
Yeah,
and get your product for free once we playing with house money and once we teach you the tools on how to do so, it's a no brainer, guys. Anyway, listen, I don't
absolutely,
want to, like I said,
absolutely.
I don't want to twist your arm here, but if you're tired of being
I'm
tired,
sold. Can I sign up?
yeah. Just reach out to us, Dan. All right, that was a great podcast. Season 12, episode 9's come to an end. We're coming into a new season. Once the seasons change on the 21st of June, excuse me, we'll be going into our 13th season, Danny.
Crazy.
Listen, guys, we can't do it without you guys. 20-something countries listening. We know we kind of kept it a little boxed into the United States today with our topics. We do apologize. Nevertheless, I'm sure you guys can relate. I'm sure the same shit's going on in your country. Maybe not. Hopefully not. And get back to us. Let us know. Drop in some comments and make sure you guys smash that subscribe button. One
Yeah.
Koga love. I am signing off. Jon Koga. I'm outie. Danny.
Y'all have a great day. Thank you for joining. Smash the subscribe button. Share this with anybody. Share any of our podcasts with anyone. Keep sharing it. Push the share button. And until next time, y'all stay in tune, stay informed, stay motivated.
Because you're free, baby.
I said I'm free to do what I want. Give me all the time. I say love me, hold me,
Love it.
me, hold me.
No, Vincenzo made that.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
All the time.
Come on, it's gonna drop, then we're gonna go. Here it comes, Danny. 2, 3, 4.
I'm free to do what I want.
Yes, you are, boys and girls. I got things to do. Smash the subscribe button. Check in with us if you want more information on product or on the business opportunity. We're here for you. I gotta go. We're out. Peace.
All right. See ya.